What meme?
Push the button. What are you doing? Just
Oh, that one.
come on, push the button.
I didn't know. I was like, wait. He's so before Quell was saying just to go live because we were talking about offline before. I was like, what meme is he talking about? That's a good meme. But welcome
Push
back.
the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button. Oh, that's swear jar. But welcome back, everybody.
Damn, it's not a swear jar. Damn, it's okay.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Let's see how many limits we can push. I love pushing limits. If I have a limit, I try to push up against it as much as possible. But anyways,
You sound like a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Exactly. 132 Eagles-Cowboys preview pod, although it does not feel like Cowboys hate week, bro. It's just like there's just too much drama going on Twitter in both sides of my life, dude. The Gators have all the coaching drama. The Eagles have all this drama. And it's 2 rivalry game weeks, and it's just drama. And I enjoy the drama aspect of football. I'm reaching my threshold, bro. I'm reaching it. But how are you guys doing? That's how I'm doing.
Make that a meme. That's a meme worthy right there. You got Parth sitting there saying how he's just reaching his wits end. Pierre with the arrow was just cinematic. Like that is. I like to say, first of all, well beloved Dub Two Toes, who celebrated his out of one and only Marquell Fripp-Owens. And I like to say it's always sunshine and peaches and cream and birds in Philadelphia. Buddy, I don't know what the hell it's doing outside. It's like the apocalypse is among us. What the hell is going on?
It's never a boring day in Philadelphia, man. It's never a boring day in Philadelphia sports. I like the drama until it becomes soap opera esque. Then that's where I start to get annoyed because it's noise from all angles. Players in the locker room, reporters, former players, everybody has something to say.
In terms of what we do, like this right here, I live for the drama. I love it because it gives us something to talk about, man. We need this content galore.
Dude,
in terms of me
anything
personally,
else to talk about. Anything else, dude.
Me, y'all know I'm the type of guy to go to work, come home to my wife and kid, sit there, go watch my film. I'm out of the way. I don't want to be outside. All the extra things in life, it doesn't excite me. I'm a pretty ordinary dude. So when my football team decides that, hey, 8-2 isn't exciting enough, let's go push it to the limit. I'm sitting here like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Please.
Okay, so wait, so you do like? I'm so confused. Do you like it or do you not like it? You said you like it.
Content Q likes it.
Okay, understood. The two sides, 2 wolves, the 2 wolves within Quell fighting currently. Yeah, no, I like you said. I think Pierre summed it up the best way because Q, I get it, team content. You know, as friend of the pod, Steel Capadia says, team content, but I'm sick of it, dude. I want any other story because this is getting to the point where it's like not even content anymore. I think people are just having. What was the word?
Bullying AJ Brown.
Yeah, they're having man, this is bad podcasting, but I forget the word. But it's like where you just kind of get tired of something. You guys know what I'm talking about? There's like a word for it.
Intervention?
No. When you just get tired of something, it's like exhaustion. Maybe they're just I guess it's exhaustion. They're having AJ Brown exhaustion, and just seeing his name everywhere. And now it's just gotten to like, oh, he's not going to be here, get him out of here, and it's just gotten so nasty, bro. And this week you also get the story about Jalen.
Yeah, and you know what I think? I think it is so much BS going on that people are latching on to every little thing as if it's some huge story.
Brother,
you can
post something. I see people on the timeline like, you want to know my feelings about it? I think that this guy feels like this shit be having like 400 retweets. And I'm like, bro, who is this guy? Like, why y'all valuing this opinion so bad? Why are we like, how do we get here where everybody's sitting here and everybody's the voice of reason for why AJ Brown will or will not be a Philadelphia Eagle anymore. Like, first and foremost, as I continue to say, I don't give a damn how good a cap wizard how he is. You don't think he was sitting there grinding his teeth when he had to figure out this whole Carson Wentz thing and it just happened to work out? He ain't trying to figure out how to deal with this guy, not with the cap hit that he had.
Oh, no, brother. Oh, no, brother. You must haven't heard. This is Carson Wentz part 2. Everybody hates Jalen Hurts, the worst teammate, not a leader. He's a horrible guy. I don't know if y'all have heard. Just all around terrible guy.
Yeah, and it's the same story every year. It's really exhausting,
Joe
and that's why it's like
Quito is sitting somewhere like,
brother,
he just stole my whole swag, bar for bar,
word for word, bar for bar.
Brother, if Jeff McClain can go on Philadelphia sports radio and say, "Oh, this is nothing. This is being overblown," then I truly believe this is being overblown because
Listen,
Jeff McClain is the gossip magnet.
Ton of respect for D Gunn and the work that he's done, but
yeah,
you have to also look at his employer now, and his employer has a history of doing things like this. They're pretty much the WIP of the podcast world, if we can be real about it. I mean, that's essentially what they are, and it's always like hot takes. And then D Gunn comes out and he says, "Oh, I heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody." It's not a source, brother. That's not a source. That's not how it works. And you can't just to write essentially hit pieces like that off of word from somebody else. It's unprofessional and it's a bad look and it's just exhausting because I think Jalen Hurts is a good leader and I don't think that needs to be debated as much. People in the locker room recognize that. But as I was saying, before we got online, this is where Quell was saying, push the button. Is this where I've stood every year where I truly believe Jalen Hurts is an incredible leader. He knows how to lead the team. And I think he listens to people if they come to him. But I also think there is an element of you have to make yourself a little bit more approachable, and it's something you continue to learn over time. But like, I don't know, obviously we don't know the dynamics within the locker room, but especially on the field or you just kind of watch, it's not like they're very siloed off on the sidelines a lot. You watch the recent mic'd ups of the team, and it's like the team is not like hanging out all together throughout. My Lotto will go through.
They aren't.
Huh?
The offense isn't.
Oh yeah, and see that was going to be the other point. Is we're talking about Jalen and all of this. My point is like there's minor things, but I think the offense, the people are overall fine. But then you watch the offense, you read analysis about the offense, and then you read and watch the defense. Read about the defense, watch the defense. It's like they're playing different sports. It's literally like they're playing different sports. It's different worlds. Because
what are they supposed to do? What are they going to do? Go stand beside each other and say, "Damn, this sucks, bro. Why didn't he call this play?"
No, but
at least the defense got something fun to go talk about.
Agreed, but like, you know what? You want to see people going back and forth, telling each other, "Hey, we're gonna." We've seen it in the past. This is not like I'm just making it up. We've seen it in the past.
No, like
going up and down, like, "Hey,"
and all that. I get it.
Let's do this all together, and it just feels like it's missing right now. And I think it's just because they have no trust in what's being called out there, and it's just having this trickle down effect.
No. It's because AJ Brown hate Jalen Hurts.
God damn it! No more trolling. Give me a good response to that.
I mean, what can I say? It's kind of similar to what you just said. It comes down to leadership at this point, and I've been saying it all season. Honestly, that's why that was always my biggest outlook of the season was how does Nick Sirianni get these guys to buy in? He laid out what his thought process of the year, everything was, and how he wanted it to look. You also had players like AJ Brown coming out right after the Super Bowl saying, "I'm trying to eat," and you got people like Devonta Smith openly saying on the sideline, "I'm trying to eat." Like, it's clearly a disconnect between the players and coaching staff right now, a clear disconnect, and I mean, they continue to find ways to win games, but I don't want to say it's no way, because I mean, we've seen this story, maybe not to this extent, but we've seen this story last year before. So we kind of know how both books go. Like I said last pod, we stuck in the middle of two horses, but
yeah, the way I look at it, I think week 12. I mean, you can pretty much say clearly the way that they, being the Eagles Brain Trust, want to call and operate and play games, it's a way that isn't conducive to number one, AJ's play style, and two, it just isn't conducive to, like you said, Devontae wanting to eat, AJ wanting to eat. That's just not the philosophy, right? Like they want to protect the ball, they want to emphasize not turning it over. That's just what it is, and it's also not conducive. Like they aren't built to operate like this. I think that's also why everyone is so frustrated, right? Like you look at all the talent that they have and all the money that's invested on that side of the ball. I don't think Jeff Lurie opened up his wallet for the offense to look like this on a weekly
Yeah, so
basis.
reportedly, I heard somebody say this earlier. Reportedly, they kind of gassed the conversation, but of course we know about Jeff Lurie,
AJ.
Big Dom coming to facilitate the conversation between Jeff Lurie and AJ Brown on the practice field. Oddly enough, on the practice field, as the person who said this stated. I'm surprised that they usually in the working world, like where we at, you got a problem, or your boss got a problem with you, you gotta come see your boss. You gotta go step into the office. Boss came to come see him. And as they also said, as Sal Paolantonio reported, Jeff Lurie basically said to him, you don't have a reason to apologize. So what I'm taking from that is either A, he's not picking up what Kevin Patullo's putting down right now, which I mean, but given history,
Who
you
is?
see how the whole Doug Peterson thing played out. I wouldn't imagine him to be. Or I don't want to say he believed AJ Brown is right. Because I mean, at that point, it becomes right about what and what's the conversation being had, and
I mean, I think
whole
he's
bunch of
right
other
about.
things.
I think he thinks he's right about what he thinks about Patullo, right? I mean, he's made it pretty clear that he doesn't think it's He doesn't think it's Jalen. He doesn't think it's like.
Are you
Devon.
sure? Because he hates Jalen Hurts.
I know. I don't even want to keep saying it in case someone wants to just like hear half the pod and keep going with that because it's just so annoying. I'm like looking at Twitter because I retweeted our podcast and I'm just looking at other people talking about it and it's just exhausting, dude. It's ridiculous because Jeff Lurie, I don't know if anybody remembers, but when the Eagles started really running the ball in what was that 2019
Against Green Bay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Jeff Lurie was like, why are you not passing the ball more? Why are you not? This is not fun to watch. Jeff Lurie understands how we feel. You know, Quell does hate Jalen Hurts. It's a known fact now. Quell hates Jalen Hurts. But shout out Nimoy. But it's just it's exhausting to hear over and over again. But everybody knows that it's true. It's like the elephant in the room, and it's something we've been kind of saying all year. Like, hey, we need to see them put it together, and instead, it's gone the other direction. I don't know, man. But I don't think it's a player issue. I just think they have to be put in better positions to succeed. The whole hitch conversation this week. Why are we running so many goddamn hitches?
It's not just this week. We've been doing that forever. That's the offense.
But at this rate, Nick Sirianni's quote about a wise man avoids all extremes, he's never followed it. He's just never followed it. He's not a wise man then. By his own words, he's not a wise man. He just cannot get away from the extremes. And it's so frustrating, dude. It's like, dude, hello. It's again, I'll use the phrasing elephant in the room because it's just so clear to everybody. But for some reason, these guys are aging themselves by 30 freaking years every day, staying up all hours, sleeping in the office, but they can't figure out how to run a goddamn crosser.
And I think the worst part about it is it's become like gasoline poured on a fire when you have former players who've played for the Eagles coming out and what's the word I want to use and I guess
Stoking.
Stoking it because it's like, what did D-Jack say that wasn't already public knowledge? Like what did he add? What did he say different from anyone else that we already know? Nothing. Yeah. We've known there's something off the field going on. We know this, right? Like we know it's beyond anything football related.
Is it though? Is it?
And it has to be. Funny. They won a freaking Super Bowl last year. The last time they were on a football field.
You said it's beyond football?
I think it has to be.
I really don't even think so. Like, it's just like
I've
everybody's
it's,
disgusted.
I'm fairly sure, and I mean, it's kind of going crazy on Twitter right now, but I just tweeted something a couple hours ago about everybody has an opinion about the whole circumstance, but nobody wants to say exactly what the hell is going on. And to be honest, I'm just going to start taking the words of the people who are actually involved in the circumstance instead of everybody else. And AJ Brown was asked about this just 7 months ago. 7 months ago. And he would sit here and he basically said it came up because he got asked how did he end up in Philly. And he was like, I really wanted to come play with Jalen. There's point one. And then Gillian Wallow was like, you wanted to come play with Jalen? But I mean, you know, the media, they say that you hate him and you can't stand him and y'all got a rift. And AJ was completely honest about the conversation, man. Highly honest about it. He said, I'd be lying to you guys if I told you some of the reports that came out weren't true, but all of them weren't. So yes, some of the reports that you see about Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown are true. There are times where they just don't get along. But
that's any relationship
happens
though.
in teams. That happens in
Dude, you saw Kelsey talk about it. He didn't talk to Lane Johnson for an entire offseason, and it's one of his best friends in the world.
Yep.
Shit happens.
And the issue is how overblown it's becoming. That's my thing. Like, even if it is something off the field,
That's why I'm sick of the drama. That's why I'm sick of the drama, because it's actively overblowing it, and the fans are actively just blowing air onto the fire. And it's like, hey, if we stop talking about it, it's not going to be a story. But everybody wants to know, and I get it. You know, it's an element of curiosity, but just drop it. They just need a good game on offense, bro. And
that's probably the thing that's probably the thing that's most frustrating. That's kind of adding to it. The fact that they look how they look on offense on a week-to-week basis.
We just sat here and talked about this team into the game heading into the bye week and how they looked so awesome for 2 weeks prior to the bye and then came out looking flat. What do you think the conversations were? I mean, there were optimism, but we damn sure wasn't sitting there saying the offense is fixed. One good offensive game isn't going to fix this. It might silence it a little bit, but it's not going to fix anything.
But Quell, the point is you at least get some good building blocks again. Because what the hell are you going to do? Otherwise, there's no fix. If you can't even get one game out there where you can feel good about it and have something where the offense can hang their hat on, like it's going to continue to spiral. That's the only way you can kind of nip it in the bud and try to start over again. And I know it's week, 11. It's all you can do sometimes. Anyways, huh?
Go for it.
I was just, if you got something else about it, go ahead, bro.
It don't matter if it's week 11 or week 18. And I mean, to an extent, of course, in this league, sometimes, like Jalen Hurts says all the time, it won't matter until it matters, or you won't get it until it gets you. And there are also times where, like I always say, you don't need this football team. You do need to make strides and efforts to move forward, to improve, which we haven't seen. But you don't need this football team to be playing its best football in week 11. I just need a semblance of a light.
But that's the point. That's the point. The only way they're going to be ready by week 18 now, because we're past the halfway point of the season. That's my point in pointing out that it's week 11. I understand what you're saying, but like you have to have time to build up. You can't just expect to just be clicking, because even last year where we were complaining, we still had some good games. This year, we had the 2 games before the bye, but then since then we've just put out just complete like
stinkers,
dookies. Yeah,
we only had 1 game since the bye.
No, Packers and then
you're right. Two.
We scored 16 points out of the bye.
But saving grace point before we move on to the matchup preview. Last year, the offense was just as inconsistent as this. It looked kind of the same, right? Last year, at this time, it was the Carolina Panthers game, and then the game that followed that was I guess that was what y'all wanted to see game from Jalen. So it can happen. They can get the offense back on track, and it can get into the gear that it needs to be for the playoffs. It's just they got to do it.
Yeah, and the vibes just didn't feel as miserable last year.
Yeah,
like this year, it's just like really, really just horrible vibes, and it's just like, hey, let's just get it. Let's get the ship straightened. But
it feels a lot like we're at a sort of tilting point in the season where
Crossroads.
this could either like propel them to repeating or not a collapse, but like
Yeah. No, it's
just
a
not
collapse.
the same as last year. I wouldn't even call it a collapse. I don't
I think I would
Just
because
a
this
I
team,
can't see that.
this
I
team
can't see
had
that happening.
this team had, but that's the only other outcome. Is either they go back or it's going to be a collapse. I don't think you're going to look at it any other way because this team has the talent to be the best team. It has shown that they can be the best team in the NFC, operating at whatever efficiency that they're at. If they're not able to go back with this talent, with this team, it's gonna be a disappointment. Like there's no way.
But I don't think just because it's a disappointment, I wouldn't necessarily call it a collapse. Is what I think he's saying.
I think
Yeah.
maybe, but with the hopes that they had going into the season, like you look back at the press conferences from the beginning of the season. AJ wanted to have his best season so far. That's what he really wanted to do. He has like 500 yards on the year. Like it's just things are.
So to put a bow on it, I'll pose the same question to you that Quell posed to me at almost near the end of the pod with AJ. Do you think it's possible that he's lost a step or the hamstring or whatever injury he had during training camp is impacting him to where he looks like this?
Yeah, I do think the hamstrings are tough. We talked about it when it happened. I was like, hamstrings don't just go away. He had one in the preseason, then he hurt his other one in the regular season. That happens because you're overcompensating for one hamstring, and now you're dealing with one recovering hamstring, and that's recovering for a while, and then one that's been recovering recently. I don't know. I think it definitely plays a factor, but I think, I don't know. I hope. I don't, but I just don't see him taking a fall off like this so fast. Like that just.
I guess how I see the whole thing is exactly how you just said it. Like we heading into the season with talks of him being the best wide receiver in football. Just 7 months ago, we were looking at him like dominate. And we sit here and you saying that he lost a step. I mean, it could happen that fast. We say it all the time about cornerbacks. One day you got it, one day you don't. I just don't think we've reached here.
There's
no way.
He's like 28, 29. Like,
but to that point, I don't know if you guys remember, but in the offseason, he did talk about having to get his knee drained like nearly every week or like during the second half of the season last year. He did talk about that.
Having a bum hamstring is different than getting your knee drained. A lot of guys get their knees drained throughout the year. There's just fluid buildup and it's painful.
No, I'm just saying like the accumulation of lower body.
True. Yeah. I mean, that it can definitely be a factor, but I don't know, man. I have a tough time believing he's just lost a step. I think it's more so going to be an injury more than anything because, like Quell said, we just saw him being dominant in every phase, and we've known he's dealt with injuries this year. But there's just been other stories that have taken over those headlines, and that's why I think people are trending the other way. So.
All right, so let's get into the matchup. I'll lead it off here with injuries, and then we can go into the Eagles defense versus Cowboys offense. So on the injury front for the Eagles, Lane Johnson, he's the big name. I saw he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with the Liz Frank sprain. Fred Johnson's going to start in his place. And then also along the offensive line, Cam Jurgens, he's in concussion protocol. He was limited today on Thursday. I'm thinking it's going to be probably like a game time decision type of thing, or we'll know more tomorrow once the designations drop. For the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, he did pop up on the injury report earlier in the week, but he was a full go Thursday. Jadeveon Clowney, he was limited with a shoulder and neck injury. Dante Fowler, he was limited today with a shoulder. Defensive tackle Solomon Thomas, he was limited today with the calf. And then Malik Hooker, starting safety, he did not practice. He has a toe injury, and he was listed as having personal reasons. So that's it for the injury report.
All right. So should we start? Let's start with our offense. Let's just get it over because we just spent the entire 25. I told you, didn't I? Pierre, I was like, we have to keep it to 10 minutes, otherwise it's going to get to 25, and we're at 24 minutes. We can't help it.
He just spent 2 minutes on the injury report. We ended the conversation at 22-15. I was looking.
We
I
won
was
at 10 to
looking.
15. It was disgusting work by us, but we're just caught up in the drama too, man. I don't know what to say. Anyways, with our offense versus their defense, they added some pieces after the trade deadline, but they're still dealing with some injuries. We have some injuries up front as well. I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say about this offense anymore. It's just like, they do something like the meme where you're poking it with a stick. That's really just kind of how I feel right now. It's like
And I feel like I'm saying this for like the 39th week in a row, but like in this game, the opportunities are going to be there for the offense, bro. They are going to be there. This Dallas defense stinks. They stink. Like 29th in
You know who they
EPA,
are.
31st in defensive success rate. They can't defend the pass. They can't stop them. Like they're not good. They're not good.
I mean, ideally, but we don't know who they are. That was
Well, yeah,
Dallas pre-buy.
Yeah,
They done
you're right.
revamped the team.
You're right.
You can sit here.
You're right.
You got Quentin Williams next to Kenny Clark.
Logan
Quentin
Wilson.
Williams played a great game last week. Not even just Logan Wilson. Them getting Omari and Overshown. Yeah, them getting him back. Then in the secondary, sorry, Parth.
They cheeks. They still
bye.
Cheeks,
oh,
they cheeks, man.
You must not know. This is Savon Rebel fan club, and we stand tall here.
They starting Kalen Carson outside.
Kalen, did you see the game Kalen Carson had last game?
Ooh, they played the Raiders.
I mean, look, all you can do is play the
Trey
person in
Tucker?
front of you. Trey Tucker is a quality receiver, bro. So I'm not going to let you disrespect Trey Tucker as the only person there that can catch passes not named Brock Bowers.
59-year-old Tyler Lockett.
I don't even want to talk about
he's there
that
now.
guy. Yeah,
I forgot he's
I
there.
don't even want to talk about that guy.
So funny.
Like, come on, bro.
Like, I get you. By the numbers, they have been a bad defense. We have seen them overall be a bad defense. And I guess how I see it is kind of similar to who was it we just played? The Packers, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. Where they came off a game against an opponent where they started. It was somebody it might have been the Lions, but they was coming off a game. Oh yeah, it was the Lions, where they was coming off a game against the Commanders, an inferior opponent. Sorry, Commanders, but inferior opponent. You got Dan Campbell, knew the play calling. They look awesome. Maybe it's something we got to watch for. And then they come out this week and fall out flat. So I always understand that. Yeah, Dallas looked awesome against an inferior opponent in the Raiders, who just they're trying, man. They're trying.
What's the phrase?
They don't have the facilities for this big man.
Not that one. What's the phrase? Phantom look like a Chrysler 300 look like a Phantom until a real Phantom pull up.
Yeah,
on,
and
man.
So that's there. But in the same breath of saying that, like, and the one tipping point, that's what's gonna make this conversation so interesting to me. At least on the opposite side of the ball, this side is all right to talk about, but the one thing to talk about is these two teams aren't the same teams that they were to start the year on either side of the ball, trending in two completely directions. Cowboys allegedly heading up. Eagles, they can't stop the bus from backing up right now. But
even though they're 9-2, I mean, somehow, some way, 8-2. My bad, 8-2. Somehow, some way, the vibes are in the mud.
Oh, what do you mean somehow, some way? I've had the chance to watch the 2023 Eagles and see a team at 10-1, and I watched every football game. Like, I hate this sport. So this ain't nothing to me.
Thank God for Vic Fangio. That's all I can say, man. That's literally all.
Yes.
That's the only saving grace, bro. That's
literally
it. All right. Just what else do we have on the offense? I'm literally just so sick of talking about it.
We didn't even say anything.
I know, they just piss me off, bro. They're pissing me off right now.
I think this game is going to come down to, like, can you get movement up front in the run game versus Quentin Williams, Osa Odigizua, and Kenny Clark? Can you get push? And then, we talked about the injuries up front with the Eagles along their O-line with Landon, Cam, and now Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show up? Can you run the ball? Can you protect? Are you going to keep banging your head against the wall and trying to run Saquon inside instead of running outside the tackles.
I hope not, because they got
Yeah,
these 3 defensive tackles right
yeah,
now, and they
exactly.
feel good about that. But
Yeah,
the outside is still there.
and
I
I
mean, don't get me wrong. Donovan Ezraku is playing really well. They got some young guys that I'm excited about, man. Just as a pure football fan, I'm like, oh yeah, they got the young guys out there playing football. They looking towards the future. Let's see.
yeah. It's just, and I also think I want to know if they're gonna get Jalen involved in the QB run game, man. Like that's such an added element for this offense, bro.
I've been asking for this for weeks, man.
And I don't understand why they aren't doing it.
They said that they used it. I will say Nick's
I
explanation,
get it.
or was it Kevin or Nick? I forget. I read the quote, but
What
basically
what was the quote? Because I
that they
didn't see
want to
it.
use him in higher leverage situations as
Exactly.
a quarterback run, which they did. They actually did do that. So that's why I was like, okay, you can't get mad because that third down. But I guess I saw the film, the mic'd up, and apparently Jalen audible to it. So not sure, but yeah, I don't want it. I don't want it to be a huge part of the game plan. To be quite honest with you, because I don't want to risk the injury. But I think it should
Yeah,
be sprinkled into the game plan. There
that's
needs to be balance. Don't avoid the extremes.
But I mean, see, that's why what I've learned about this football team, and it's all about what they feel. Like you could tell a whole lot about how they feel about the team across from them, by what the game plan look like on the offensive side of the ball. Because you've seen, maybe not this year, but even when you think about last year, where the slop that they put out on display, and until they had what they deemed a inferior opponent. Oh yeah, I'll get up for this game. Let's go. And that isn't to say that some of the teams that, because look at the gauntlet of teams that we play. We play really good teams, and they haven't performed really well. So clearly, it's not the light switch that they think it is. But I do think it's something similar to a few years ago with the Bills, where everybody kept asking, "Where's the Josh Allen run game? Where's the Josh Allen run game?" And then the playoffs came, and it just wouldn't stay. They unleashed Josh Allen, and because these are the games we need you for. This is when we really need the nitty gritty. And I mean, based on what we've seen last year, I think it kind of comes down to they don't think it's worth it right now.
So question, or more so theory. Is this all WWE? Are the Eagles manufacturing all this drama and offensive incompetence, and then when the playoffs start,
In my
it's gonna
opinion,
be like the WCW Kevin Nash, where he takes the blanket off and stands up from the wheelchair.
yes, but no. And see, it's like the wheels are turning now. You finally seeing what's going on in the building, because I truly believe that Nick Sirianni and this coaching staff, I don't want to say they think that they can just flip the switch when it's time, but it's been a lot of this season specifically has been a lot of Nick Sirianni, I told you so's. And what is anybody supposed to really say to him at this point? He feels like that I can play a certain brand of football and we'll win these games, and they've continued to win. And then you have a game like the Rams game where, well, if we need to flip the switch, we can flip it. And they did it. And he's still sitting there like, what I tell you so? Like he feels like he believes that he's pressing all the right buttons with this team. Now the problem is on the opposite spectrum is your offensive players are telling you they don't believe that you can just go into a football game and say, "Oh, we're gonna throw the ball now. Now's the time we cut it on and get the same thing, the same mojo that you're looking for." They feel like they need these reps. So I do think he should listen to his offensive players at a point, but at the same time, he has shown that this is his MO. I'll give it to him when I need to give it to him. Right now, this is working.
So Zach Berman made a good point, kind of about the whole, protecting the ball, that being your primary focus, where he said like part of operating like that should be, scheming up answers and leaning into the strengths of your players. If you're gonna put such an onus on protecting the ball, like you're not gonna throw it downfield, like it should be, you should try and scheme up stuff for your players. Like, and it's a thing where it's like I said before, like when you're operating like that, like your main focus being protecting the football, winning the turnover battle, like that's your chief objective. That's good, but it can't become a thing where it's a negative for you. Like it shrinks your margin for error.
Yeah, but
No more and buts. No more and buts, because this is the outcome of it, Quell. This is what I've been saying all year. When you just play so conservative, where you're playing scared, you don't dictate to the defense how you want to play as an offense, this is what you end up.
It's
This
like
is my exact fear.
you're boxing yourself in. Like
Exactly. And the thing is you have this dominant defense. Trusting your defense also means you can put them in a bad position, they'll bail you out. And we've done that without even trying to put ourselves in a better position.
But they're in a rock and a hard place right now, man. They keep trying to expand on this. I don't want to call it fake because I want to see more of it. I'm encouraged by the under center, by the play action, the things that they're trying to break out. The issue is you can tell by the way the offense has operated. Look at AJ Brown's route tree. Look at Devonta Smith's route tree. Look at all of these guys' route tree. They are the Pierre and I was talking about why the hell they wanted so many damn hitches before we got on here. And it's like, clearly the offense has shown you, and I mean, they've shown you this in years prior, but never to this extreme. But they value not targeting the middle of the field. They feel like middle of the field puts the ball in harm's way. And you need to be able to keep defenses honest, yes, which is why they have to be able to target that area of the field. But I feel like that's why the offense looks like why it looks, is because they, like you said, we got these guys, and it's not working right now on any front, whether it's AJ and Devonta. You look at a game last week against the Lions, who they played mostly man coverage. Jalen Hurts had like a 36% tight window throw rate. For some context, the league average is 15, which means they knew what we was running. They knew what we were doing.
And they still did the same thing.
That's the point, Quell. Like, it's like you continue to play conservative and continue playing the same exact game because it's like, oh, it's just winning us games. And it's like putting your head under the sand and just acting like, oh, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine, until it's not. And that's been my issue. Like, Quell, I'm not asking for them to completely change up the offense, right? I'm just asking for a little bit more balance. They're just so extreme in the we want to protect the ball. We don't want to ever put the ball in harm's way. I said at the beginning of the season, before any of this drama happened, the receivers are going to get tired of it. I said it this offseason too. I was like, you can't just continue to play like that because people are going to get tired of it. You have to think about the emotional aspect of this game as well. Sure, it can be fun. Oh yeah, we're just holding the ball and we're winning games, but it's demoralizing. And you can see it on the players. Every time you see a mic'd up of them on the sidelines, it's not them having fun anymore. You don't see the mic'd up of Devontae and AJ talking on the sideline, talking about how they routed somebody up. It's them miserable on the sidelines, talking about something else. It's
like fun on against the Lions when they was talking about Quinn strapping up.
But are they talking about them? Are they talking about them having any fun? That's my point.
Say that initially, man.
But that's what I meant. I'm sorry. Fine, agreed. But that's what I meant. You don't hear them talking about or talking about something that they did. It's just like they're bored, bro. They're bored. Everything AJ is saying, Devontae is saying behind closed doors. He just says it in a different way.
He's not saying it behind closed doors. He's saying it to him on the sideline.
Right. AJ I just mean not to the media.
That's Devonta's job.
Yeah. No, totally with you.
And Greg Cosell, he tweeted it today, but like for the life of me, I don't understand why the route concepts are so elementary. There's nothing.
They don't just get each other open. There's no bugs.
They don't do anything to give themselves answers. Nothing.
Yeah, there's that too. We
saw more in the past. You know why I know we saw more in the past is because they used to get penalized for picks by accident.
Yes,
but they would actually be trying stuff. We don't see them trying.
They don't try.
That's sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but like that's what I've noticed. Like you just don't see it. It's just like, hey, you guys run hitches over there.
I was kind of actually about to say something similar. Where of course, there are things you can do to scheme players open, but there's only kind of goes into what I was just saying about them not really having. We've always wondered, was it a Jalen Hurts thing or was it a them thing? And I do think at first it was a Jalen Hurts thing, but I do think Jalen wanted to learn that, wanted to be better there. So there was always the element of Nick Sirianni and the company saying, I don't know if we want to allow him to attack the middle of the field. And you can kind of see it wide and clear here. Now, the problem with them not wanting to allow him to attack the middle of the field is there are only but so many routes that you can run when you're on the outside.
Exactly.
So
you're so predictable. You know what? Shio Kapadia said this on the Ringers Philly special. It reminds him of 2014 when guys were saying like, oh, the other teams were calling out our plays. that screen to AJ Brown. Screamed. They knew exactly what was going to happen. The one where Fred Johnson just like could not even get there and AJ's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. We're just so predictable. And they don't see an issue with that. Like all we want to see is the counter punches. We see Vic Fangio trying stuff out, just trying to mix things up. Like he ran dime for one snap, just to put it out there. And we just don't see the Eagles trying these things. They went out there in heavy against a team that runs man. And I mean, all the like why is Pierre still a lead blocker, bro? Like we know,
brother.
You saw was it DeBona who made the mashup of all of his lead blocks?
Can't block a tear?
Huh?
You talking about can't block a tear?
That was a good one.
They asked Kylan Granson to block Aiden Hutchinson 1-on-1, bro. Right. What are we doing?
Do you remember what we said? Do you remember what we said when we beat the Niners and Brock Purdy got hurt? Do you remember what we said?
Yeah.
Don't block a DN with a tight end. That's
Why
what we
not?
said.
That DN is a douche and he stinks and he went to Michigan.
He's better than Kylan Granson.
I promise you, he would have got blocked if they had Cameron Latu in the game.
Dude, that's the point. You have an actual guy who's actively good at it, but they insist on putting Calcaterra out there. Latu has looked good every time they've given him the ability to play fullback.
Gave him one snap last week, Parth.
It almost
that was Saquon's almost touchdown.
The big run, right? I just remember the block he laid down. I was like, that's what we need.
It almost feels like an act of defiance from the coaching staff, where it's like, we're gonna keep making him try and block defensive linemen. We're gonna keep doing it. He can't do it. We don't care.
Until you learn how to block, I'm gonna keep making you go against them.
That's what it seems like.
You just have to learn. Like. You're gonna learn your lesson today, Grant. And it's just like everybody else is screaming like help, and they're just like, you're gonna learn today.
But just to put a bow on it before we move to the defense,
a second bow of the day. Let's go.
I feel like this is a good segue. We love to talk about the proverbial vice grip that is the Eagles defense and how they drag offenses down to their end of the pool and make them play their type.
It's not just the Eagles defense, it's the entirety of it's the play style, how they play, this whole thing that we're complaining about and all of that comes into why that vice grip exists. Because they force you into a mistake. And it's not fun to watch, but
the offense itself operating like this, they're basically putting themselves in their own vice grip by their own fruition.
Yeah, to an extent, but like I said to you guys in the group chat when we were watching the game, I think they're perfectly fine playing the field position battle, and that sucks because of the talent that we have.
The coaches might be.
The coaches
might be.
But that's what I mean when I say.
And they're losing the players like that. You're losing the locker room when you do that, and you're putting a rift in between your players. Like you're actively doing it because you're in Jalen's ear, like, hey, don't take the turnover, don't take the turnover. Meanwhile, your receivers are like, please give me a chance. We made a living on you giving us a chance, and we don't get a chance anymore. It just sucks, man. We don't have any shot unless they iron out. But should we move on to the vice grip of the defense? Use Pierre's segue right there, and then hey, we're gonna need you to put a bow on the defense too, because that's 2 bows today. It's 2 bows. We need the trifecta.
Gotta complete the trifecta. But I think the defense, the Eagles defense versus the Cowboys offense, this is probably the most exciting thing to watch, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like this Cowboys offense, and it is the Cowboys, disgusting, but like they can beat you in a ton of ways, bro. They're moving the ball like crazy. They got a lot of weapons, and it's fun to watch. You were talking about it, Quell. I can't remember if we were on pod or it was before we got on, but like you were saying how you were watching where like, they didn't throw the ball to
that was last spot.
Yeah, they did. I think it was like you said they didn't throw the ball, or they threw the ball to CeeDee Lamb, and then it's like they came back to Pickens, and then it's like who's gonna get the ball now? So they move the ball around a lot. Like they do a lot of like play action, shotgun. They get CD the ball, they move him around like we know in the slot on the outside, but they get him the ball in the intermediate game, concepts over the middle. George Pickens, he's the deep man. He's been really successful down the field. Jake Ferguson, he's essentially kind of like how we should use Dallas Goedert, but kind of as a safety blanket at tight end. It's a lot of like leak route stuff out of the backfield into the flat, a lot of red zone usage. They do a lot. They're among the best in the league for a reason.
Absolutely, dude. And the Eagles defense is one of the best in the league. And that's why it's going to be a really fun matchup. You have the weapons that they have on the outside, like you just kind of lined out. I mean, you had CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens gambling until 6 a.m.
Wait, was that like reported? That's what it was for?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a picture
Okay,
of
so
them.
wait, so
There's
give
a
me
picture of
the
them at the
story.
poker table, bro. There's a picture
Wait,
of them.
what?
Well, yeah, it was hilarious. Someone got a picture
Wait,
of them.
give me the story. Give me the story because I didn't see this.
Basically, CD and George Pickens were out gambling late. I mean, and apparently they were hungover during the game as well, and that's why they were benched for the
I
beginning.
didn't say all that.
That's the word. That's the word.
I gotta see.
CD
I gotta see
said
this picture.
he wasn't throwing up, none of that. Now that's based on what CD said. There are rumors that there's video of him throwing up in the lobby.
I didn't even know about throw up. I
Right.
assumed, having been to Vegas, you stay at the casino late, you're probably drinking a little bit. I'd assume when you go to play a professional football game, you're
But I
probably
think-
not feeling amazing. Point being, they balled out like that. I'm trying to compliment them. So, I'm saying like, they were out and they did their thing and CeeDee Lamb brought pride to the number 88 on the Cowboys. He did it the way that would make
Michael Irvin.
Big Mike proud. Yeah, damn right, dude. So they can make plays on the ball. And so this week, you have an interesting matchup with our corners. The way that Quignon's been playing the last couple of weeks, my God, seeing him celebrate after that breakup on was it fourth down or third down, man, that was electric, dude. He was just losing it on the side or right after the play on the sideline, like getting in the face of I think it was St. Brown, but hell of a game by him. Also a fun wrinkle, and they talked about this on the Ringers Philly special, is the way that they've been playing the corners, where Quignon's kind of been to the boundary.
I said this last spot.
Oh yeah, I was really in bad shape last pod, dude. I was asleep by like 8
well,
p.m.
I wasn't listening to you, man. We don't give a damn about that.
Listen, we were just talking about how every pod I'm not on, I'm in there. This is the first time that I was not in the chat, but yeah, no, super fun wrinkle. And you saw it play out, right? With that throw to St. Brown, right? Was it to St. Brown? Oh yeah, the booger sugar. Oh yeah. Big Mike gave it to him. He's like, CD, you need to wake up for the game? I got just the thing. I got just the thing. You're gonna love it. Oh my God, it's like the best thing ever. You are gonna love it. But you just see that Adoree has that little bit of time to go and make the pass break up, and it's a little bit harder of a pass that you're asking the quarterback to make. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, because they were able to scheme up Adoree last game, right, and get J-Mo that touchdown. So that they're going to come out scheming offensively, which would be nice to see on our side, but that they're gonna come in and try to move the ball like that, because I think they just have a balanced offense throughout, like you just kind of laid out, Pierre. Like they're able to marry the run and the pass together. I'm very jealous watching their offense, and I'm sure that's how they feel watching our defense. So it's going to be just a really good matchup. Yeah,
I will say though, when Dak's clock is turned up and the picture gets murky, because when it's clear that their offense, it's among the best in the league, extremely efficient, all that. But when it's murky, Dak has, I'm gonna coin this new phrase, Dak moments. That's what I'm calling it from now on. When he does something stupid, a Dak moment.
Dude, go ahead.
He gets like we know, overly aggressive, skittish. And their offensive line, if they can't protect them, he's gonna have a Dak moment.
What class was he drafted in?
That was 2016.
Who else was drafted in that class? Not by the Eagles.
Jared Goff.
It's the same guy. Ton of similarities, man. You keep the picture clean for them. You give them the ability to make plays down the field. They can make the running game all over the field. They can get you a little bit of the running game. But if you can speed up their clock, if you can get in their face, if you can muddy up that picture, which can be said for most quarterbacks, they're prone to making those mistakes, Dak moments, as you just outlined. So the way that they were able to get after Goff this week, you need to be able to do that. And now Dak also has the ability to getting out of those sacks a little bit more, as well. So you have
And
to
I think it's even more, I guess, prominent because this Dallas offensive line, it's been a lot of up and down play this year, specifically for Terrence Steele at right tackle. He's been bad, like very bad. So bad that before last week against the Raiders, he was benched for Nate
Guyton,
Thomas.
right? Where are they playing Tyler Guyton?
He's right tackle or left
You
tackle.
just said, I'm about to say you just
No,
said
yeah,
Smith.
still is the right tackle. I know, still is the right tackle.
So where are they playing Smith?
Let's Google.
I had it up. Hold up. So their O line is Tyler Guyton at left tackle, Tyler Smith at left guard. I mixed up the Tylers. Cooper Beebe at center, Tyler Booker at right guard, and then Terrence Steele at right tackle.
Okay.
Yeah. So still 2 weeks ago, he was benched for Nate Thomas. Like he's been playing bad. Last week against the Raiders.
And Nate Thomas is their backup left tackle.
Yeah.
And they moved him to right tackle.
Yeah. So last week against the Raiders, he gave up 4 pressures. So he gave up 4 pressures last week against the Raiders. On the other side, Tyler Guyton, he gave up 0 pressures, which is good. But for some added context, it was the first time this season that he's done that. Before last week, where he gave up 0 pressures, he'd given up 11 pressures in 3 straight games. So this offensive line can be had, especially with how good the Eagles pass rush is operating. Specifically, Jalen Phillips, my guy, they can be had.
He's hooping, man. He's playing like on another level. He's really fun to watch. Interesting also that Nolan. It's so nice to have him. You know, it's funny because we were talking about how he never makes these like impactful offseason or in-season trades, and this year it's just like such
this
a
might
clear,
be the best one
by far, dude. And it's just a
maybe
clear
besides
Darby.
No, who's a running back?
Shit,
British guy.
Jay Ajayi.
Yeah, Jay Ajayi.
Yeah. It's funny, came from the Dolphins as well. But
wow.
So impactful from day one.
Those are the 2 teams. It's 2 teams that Howie should only trade with forever: the Dolphins and the Saints.
I agree. I'm always okay with that. I'm always okay when I see those. But Jalen's impact has been clear from day one, and it's just so fun to watch him out there. And it's also given the ability to let Nolan get healthy. You know, Vic pointed out that Nolan's been on a snap limitation, which is good. You know, it was kind of a worry that he had to come back and he'd re-injure himself again. He gives you so much room to be able to let your guys get some rest and play and maximize everyone's abilities. It's really fun to watch. What you got, Quell?
I think you guys kind of covered it all in terms of what they do offensively. I mean, like you said, they spread you out more so 11 personnel than anything. I'm intrigued to see exactly how involved Javonte Williams is. Of course, last time in the first game, he had 2 touchdowns against the Eagles, with just 54 yards on the ground. Up to this point, I think he's up to 800 yards on the ground. So he's having a solid year for the Eagles-Cowboys. And I mean, of course, you talk about those guys on the outside. I like to think their resume speaks for themselves in terms of what Philadelphia could or should do. I'm interested. I guess the biggest thing for me, since like I said, you guys kind of covered everything, is how do the Eagles perform on third downs? Like I outlined every week, can you get off the field? You're talking about a Cowboys team that went just 4 for 10 on third downs last week, 3 for 5 in the red zone. And B, it's kind of just a little something fun for me. It really won't matter in terms of the outcome of the game, but Dak Prescott is 160 passing yards away from passing Tony Romo as the Cowboys' all-time leader in passing yards.
Wow.
Vic Fangio
doesn't use that they were talking about. He's gonna break the record on the Eagles. Okay.
Yeah.
It's talking about that.
Vic Fangio and this defense specifically, we talked about it last pod about how just 9 touchdowns allowed on the season, 58% completion percentage. Their streak of quarterbacks that they didn't allow to go over 200 yards passing, add Jared Goff to the list. But Could Dak Prescott once again be on that list? And could they limit him? Like you just said, Parth, they talked about him potentially breaking this record against the Eagles.
Mhm.
It's really fun to me to see exactly how Fangio could attack them. I mean, in terms of what I'm really looking for, I'll kind of hold that off to my matchup to watch. But
All right. Let's get started with the matchup to watch then. I'll go first. Our defense versus their offense. Do I have to go versus their offense?
you can go versus the world if you wanted to, man.
I'm going to go Jalen Carter versus his own lips. No spitting this time, Jalen Carter, because we remember the way that they ran the ball on us last night. We were there. We were in the building, and it was
looked
painful.
worse than what it was. Like I say, he only had.
Agreed, but it felt worse. And the two touchdowns,
it definitely changed the vibes for sure.
exactly,
For sure.
exactly. And I just think you're going to see, and obviously you have Jalen Phillips added to the front as well. But I just think you're going to see a different Eagles front out there, and Jalen Carter is the nucleus of that front. You know, he really.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you what your matchup to watch is to be, but that's and I get why you would say that, but like these two teams, of course, we need Jalen Carter to be successful, but these two teams are completely different from the teams we seen last time these two teams played. Both Eagles offense, Cowboys defense. Cowboys offense last time, I mean, I talked about Williams and his 54 yards. They were still trying to figure out how to throw the ball, for lack of a better term.
But my matchup is not just about stopping the run, right? That was the most clear part. But with a quarterback like Dak, we just said you can muddy up the picture. An easy way to do that is through the middle, and you've seen that with the 5 swatted passes that you saw on Jared Goff last week, who's also a taller quarterback than Dak Prescott. You saw the ability that they have up front to just make that push, especially when they have the confidence that the edge rushers are going to do their job as well. That's why I just think it's going to be extremely impactful. And Quell, if you can turn the water off on their run and make them fully one-dimensional.
That's what I was kind of about to get into, where last time, like even interior runs against the Eagles last time weren't that successful. Then they started doing, like a lot of teams did early in the year, start running stretch and really attacking us on the boundary. I think they're a much better team on the boundary right now than they were at that point in the year. Like you see teams like the Lions and the Packers. The Packers, one of those Shanahan offenses who love boundary and stretch plays. They did a really good job against that then. So I like to think that they're much better against how they got beat. Well, how they were, they're much more prepared to attack the Dallas offensive game plan now than what they were then.
Agreed. What's your matchup?
My matchup to watch is kind of what you outlined earlier. The wide receiver positions on these Dallas guys and Philadelphia's cornerbacks. What do you do? Not more so. God damn, what is his name? Marty? It's not Marty. Marty's his dad. No, Brian's his dad. No, he's Brian.
Yeah. Who are you talking about?
Schottenheimer.
Shoddy?
Yeah, it's Brian.
He's
Brian. He's Brian. I'm about to say, wait, Marty's his dad.
Wait, side note before you finish. The nickname Shoddy, that's kind of fire. It got a little aura to it. I ain't gonna lie.
Whatever. But the more so Shoddy versus Fangio. Shoddy, like I said a second ago, but when I was talking to you, Parth, these two offenses are different. We were looking at a guy in Shoddy who was trying to figure out his personnel. Well, they've been figured out. This Cowboys offense, I'll let Vic Fangio explain it to you. What can I say about this too? They're one of the best offenses in the league. They're like number 2 in yards, number 2 in points, first in passing, yet they're 12th in rushing. They've got good balance, a really good offense with those dynamic receivers, the tight end, and Javonte at the back. And then Prescott, he's having a hell of a year. So it kind of goes to show you the respect that the Vic has for their group compared to the first game that we played. In the first game that we played, we talked about how they just picked on Adoree Jackson. They just said, we're going to put our 2 receivers out on the boundary, and we don't think your boundary corner has enough to do it. Well, on top of the fact that, like you said, Parth, they've been using Adoree as the wider side of the boundary. And so I wonder if they will stick closer to that game plan than the whole have Q shadow Coop. I mean, not Coop, have Q shadow CD. I mean, George. Q Shadow George, and then Pray CD lines up in the slot, and they don't pick on Adoree like they did last time. I think they'll go closer to the boundary challenge that they're doing. Now, one thing I did consider was what did they thought about putting Adoree on the outside more on, I mean, not Adoree, on Coop outside more on some of these nickels looks and putting Michael Carter in the game.
Yeah.
We did see a little bit of Michael Carter last week.
Yeah.
One snap.
Bro, I saw him on the field.
One snap,
I was like,
bro.
I said, who is 37? Who is that?
One snap. We got one snap a dime. Quell, I think it'd be fun to see, but I don't see Vic doing it.
I don't, not in this game. I do think it's something that he kind of like when we was having a conversation about you and the 3 linebacker things, where he's like, I've thought about it.
Figure out a way to get him on.
Yeah, I do think he's contemplated it.
It'll be interesting. Yeah. I think it'll just depend on if we see Adoree struggle again. If you start seeing Adoree struggle again, then all of a sudden I think you got to start having those conversations. But I do think they're in like a place of like, hey, if we can just.
But it kind of goes down to, like I said in the last part, and like I was just saying about the Eagles offense, when you got your guys on the boundaries, once you're on a certain side of the boundary, it's only but so many routes that you can run. So if you got Adoree over there on the side where, look, you know you're only going to see but 1 or 2, 3 different routes, just prepare for those. It helps out a little bit. But I mean, again, this Cowboys offense has been so dynamic. I expect them to have some type of counterpunch as well.
Absolutely. Pierre?
For me, my Eagles defense versus Cowboys offense matchup to watch. The way you stop a high-flying offense like this is to disrupt it, make it chaotic, muddy the picture. We just outlined the struggles that this Cowboys offensive line, specifically at tackle,
Can I guess?
they've had. What were you gonna say? What do you think?
Can I guess yours?
Yeah.
Jalen Phillips versus Tyler Guyton?
No, Steele.
Steele? Steele. Okay.
Jalen Phillips versus Terrence Steele. Like we said on Tuesday, like we just outlined before we got into the matchups, Eagles defense has a way of sort of making teams bend and submit to them. The last 2 offenses they've faced have been among the high-flying 300, 400 yards per game type of offenses, and they've brought them back down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to do the same thing this week. Pass rush is going to continue what they've done the past 2 games. You know, first division game for Jalen. I think it's prime opportunity. We need a new Cowboy killer.
I guess my pushback against you would be when you look at these 2 offenses that we played over the last 2 weeks, you can see the glaring hole. You can see the, like we talked about with Green Bay, square peg and round hole, or even when we talked about the Lions game where them just switching play callers, they're trying to continue to figure out exactly how this team should be utilized. This Cowboys team is on fire. There are no glaring holes. I mean, maybe the offensive line matchup that you named, but there is no thing that you sit here and say we can attack them like this because they can't do that. It feels like they can do a little bit of everything right now. So,
well, you know what
my rebuttal is? You know what my rebuttal is?
You got Vic Fangio.
That's the
only rebuttal you should.
And it's the Dallas Cowboys, brother. What can go wrong for them is gonna go wrong. I can guarantee.
He's just excited to watch it with his mom. Yeah, Quell, you know what? I don't think your matchup was very good. Okay, since you had criticism for both of our matchups today, I don't think it was very good. All right, how about that? I don't have anything else to say, but I didn't like this.
Damn, I was looking forward to the pushback. Like, oh yeah,
I was trying to think of it, and I'm like, dude, I'm so tired. Like, I have literally nothing in my head. It's just like the monkey with the symbols in my head right now. All right, so now we got our offense versus their defense. I will go with one that I think I went with in the first game. I have said it over and over again because he's my favorite player and I wanted to figure it out. AJ Brown versus whether it's Deron Bland or Kyer Elam or whoever.
Nope.
Ooh.
Savon Revel.
He's going to be starting?
Yes, those are their starting cornerbacks right now. Savon Revel and Kalen.
What happened to Deron?
Deron is still starting.
He's in a nickel.
Oh. Okay. All right. ESPN has
happened to-
Freddie Stewart as their
what happened
as their nickel.
What
But
happened to Kyer?
Kyrie's still he's starting.
He
No,
He's
he
not.
didn't have the facilities for this anymore, big man.
Who's starting then? Who's the other corner?
I just sat here and told you the two cornerbacks.
What?
Kalen Carson and Savon Revel.
So they're on their
Savon.
they're on their
So
fourth-
Pierre probably was the starter up until last week because Savon made his first start of the year last week. He just came back from IR, the ACL tear and all that heading into the year.
Interesting. Yeah, because dude, if you look at ESPN, those are both their second string, and that's after Trevon Diggs got injured. And
Yeah, of course, Diggs is hurt now,
right. So
that's why he's not in.
They're on their like third string corners. So I don't know.
They've been
Interesting.
playing better than what they started with playing.
Put Kyer back out there. Let him figure it out. But anyways, whoever the hell it is, I don't give a damn about a Savon Revel Jr. Give me Kyer Elam. Who the hell cares? Anyways, AJ Brown, man, just I want him to just have a good game and just start building the good days. I'm sick of just like seeing all this talk. I'm just really annoyed with it.
I want
He's a
him.
good player. Just get over
I
it.
want him to just get happy, man.
That's what I'm saying. I
get happy, bro.
this you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Joel 2 years ago, where he just was miserable. And it was just like his body was failing him, which like we kind of talked about could be happening, and he just was not having fun. Things were not clicking right. And it just sucks to see somebody who you admire so much, you love watching play this game, not enjoy it and not be playing at the level that they're able to play at. So yeah, I want to see AJ happy and making some plays on the field. All right.
You remember the Odell? I'm not having fun anymore.
Yeah. Basically, dude.
That's AJ. All right, Quell, what you got?
Not having fun anymore. My matchup to watch on the other side of the ball, pretty boring, but Jalen Hurts. Get ready to learn the name Matt Eberflus, buddy. You better be in the lab studying because we've talked for weeks about how Jalen Hurts, except against the Lions, apparently dominates man coverage. But zone coverage has been the issue. Where you're talking about a Cowboy team where, buddy, that's all you will see. The Cowboys run man coverage on a whopping 14.8% of their snaps. You will see 78% zone coverage. You're going to see they do a really, really, really good job in terms of the splits of middle of the field open, middle of the field closed. For those of you guys who don't know what that means, it's basically, are you too high or are you single high at the snap? So they do a really good job of splitting that up. For context, they're up to 38% in terms of the amount of cover 3 they run and 24% of the amount of cover 2 that they run. So he or she a fair balance of that. And I mean, like we said, he's had his fair struggles against these zone coverages. And I mean, like I talked about in the first matchup, he should expect to see some of those nickel blitzes from an Eberflus defense. They're going to do things to get him off his spot, to make him uncomfortable. Some of those fire zones we talked about a few weeks back with the Rams, it's all going to be there. It's a very similar matchup. So I'm intrigued to see exactly how does Jalen Hurts handle this. We talk about the offense getting their footing together, where it kind of all starts. Some say it starts with 2-6. Some say it starts with 1. I think this week it has to start with 1.
Yeah, great cheap out. Love it. Yeah. Versus the DC. Oh my God.
I mean, hell, if my quarterback can't throw the ball against zone coverage, I'll take that every week if that's what he's going to be facing.
God damn it. That
Playoffs might be real boring for
I had
you.
something for that one. Might as well just choose all 11 players and then the DC as well. 12 versus 1. That's the matchup.
No, because I don't expect, if I see Donovan Azaraku dropped in the coverage because they want to play zone, I'm going to tell Jalen, if you don't throw the ball right there, I'm going to be very pissed off. So it's not all 11 players.
Sounds like it. Okay, Jalen Hurts versus Donovan Azaraku. Perfect. Next one. What's the next one?
My matchup to watch, it also includes Donovan Azaraku. But it's Donovan Azaraku versus Fred Johnson.
Let's go.
Fred Johnson stepping in for Lane Johnson. I talked earlier about the opportunities that should be there in the run or the pass game for the Eagles. Like I talked about, a little efficiency that they've had in the run game has come when they run it outside. So Fred Johnson. For me, that's who I'm watching. He said earlier this week, Lane Johnson is
I like
cemented in stone as one of the greats. Fred Johnson is just trying to make a name for himself. What better way to make a name for yourself, brother, than against the Dallas Cowboys, showing up, having a really, really good, strong game?
I think you will, man. And I think we got the best Gator. Schottenheimer, Gator. Kyrie Elam, Gator. Shamar James, Gator. There's one more on their team. Oh, yeah. Triquez Bridges, Gator. But we got Fred Johnson, baby. We brought back Fred Johnson from the Jags beginning of the season. Oh, was that in season? Was that in season or was that right at the beginning?
That was right. I think that was right before the season started.
Something. Yeah. Okay.
Howie's a Gator too.
And that's what I was about to say. And we got the other Gator with Howie. You know who his roommate was?
It's somebody you know, right?
No. My uncle knew him, but you all know who his roommate is. Quell, do you know?
No.
Jed Fish.
What?
Yeah. Weird, right? Like very small world. But yeah, Jed Fish was his roommate at Florida. So the more you know. But thank you to all 85 of you.
Wait. Predictions.
Oh shit, dude!
I'm trying to get the hell out of here.
I am trying. I'm tired. I'm tired. See, this is that extra 15 minutes that we spent on or the 10 minutes that we spent on the whole drama topic at the beginning. See, it's 1 hour and 10 minutes, and that's why I'm like my brain short circuiting. But predictions. I'm gonna go. I think the Eagles have to score more points than they have the last couple weeks, dude. I'm just like. Maybe it's me just emotionally hedging and just hoping that they do it. I don't know. But I'm going to go Eagles 24, Cowboys 14. 10. Cowboys 10. Eagles 24, Cowboys 10. All right. I guess nobody liked that one. Perfect. All right.
You want to go, Q, or you want me to go?
You can go. I'm still thinking.
Okay. I'm going to go Eagles 28. Cowboys 24. I think it'll be a close game. I think the Eagles, they have to get right on offense, bro. They have to. And I think this is a game that's going to be a step in the right direction for it.
I want to say I think it'll be a close game, but the way that this and I just mean this straight from a purely defensive perspective, the defense just doesn't let people score, bro.
True.
Like they really just like it's
allowed
crazy.
Just 20 points per game this year, 20.1.
In the last 2 weeks, they've allowed what 10 points total, like 17 points total, right?
No, how many did the Lions score?
9.
9.
Well,
oh, okay.
What, 19?
Oh, it was 10. The Packers had 10.
I believe so.
No, Packers had 7. It was 10-7.
It was 10-7, right?
Oh,
yeah, so 16 points. 16 points over 2 weeks. I'll take that. I mean, that's an average of 8 points per week. You can't beat that.
If the offense could just be competent.
Yeah.
Just be competent.
Exactly. Quell, what you got, bro?
Last couple of weeks, I've been saying that they're going to score a lot of points, and the offense ain't scoring. So I'm going Birds 13, Cowboys 10.
It's a funky kind of score.
Until they figure it out.
We have the Cowboys scoring the same amount of points, though, right?
You said 10?
10, yeah. I said 24-10. You said 13-10?
Yeah.
And I said 28-24.
Yeah,
well, it's probably going to be the most on. Pierre, we're being
hoping
emotional. We're being emotional. Quell's being rational. You're probably right.
Every single time I say that they're going to score 20 points, they just can't figure out how to put the ball in the end zone. So I'm hoping I say that they just won't score and they figure it out.
All right.
And maybe that'll be my new thing for the year.
Listen, I always bet that the other team's going to score like 20 points or something like Pierre did. But after watching the last 2 weeks, I was like, bro, like this is crazy. Like this defense is like just – this is like, last year was the year of like the cornerbacks and like, look at all this fun stuff that we have back here. This is the year of like getting back to the D line. And it's just like, oh, you got tired of going against Nolan Smith and Jalen Phillips. Here come Josh Uche and Jalix Hunt. Have fun.
Jalix Hunt has been so freaking
He's been on
good,
a
man.
heater.
So freaking good.
Absolute heater.
It's the trickle down effect, bro.
Damn right. So
The what?
The trickle down effect
From what?
from Jalen Phillips'
Adding
presence.
value.
Get your ass the hell out of here. Man, you just earned the swear jar. As soon as we got out, as soon as we was about to leave, you did it. It's your fault.
You already said
Jalen
shit
Phillips-
way earlier. You were
Yeah.
already in the swear jar, buddy.
But
so
I
don't feel
paid
bad.
that fee. I paid that fee. Don't you dare in your life ever. My man was playing good long before Jalen Phillips arrived. He's been playing
that's
good for like
fine.
the last
But you
4
can
or 5
you can
games.
you can be playing fine and also benefit from a trickle effect. Everyone benefits from it. There's no question about it. Jalen is benefiting.
Yeah, talk to him, man. Talk to
Everyone
him.
is
Trickle
everyone
down
is,
effect. He is the trickle down.
Pierre gets his favorite players and he literally just throws away everyone else, bro. It's crazy. I've never seen something like this. Like he literally,
brother, I've been waiting on Jalen.
I don't want to hear it anymore.
Since
I've been
2021.
waiting on this. I've been waiting on that. I've been waiting on this. Whatever, dude.
I've
All
been
we need
waiting
is-
on Jalen Hunt for
let's just see
365
who's gonna
days.
be the
I need this
quarterback.
moment.
Who's going to be the quarterback to steal Pierre's heart where he just throws Jalen
Oh, that's not
away?
happening.
Oh,
That's
it's
not
gonna-
happening. That's
Buddy,
not gonna happen.
If history has shown us
That's not
anything,
happening.
it's that you have no loyalty, none. You throw them away. When am I going to get used up, Pierre? When is it my turn to be used up? All right. Well, now we got Dallas Goddard amount of viewers. We had Zach Ertz a second ago. Thank you to all 88 of you who tapped in with us today. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope
89.
89. Look at that. Hope everyone is staying sane with this drama-filled week, but only a couple days until we get some real football out there, until we can actually watch something that matters. Everybody stay safe. Listen to the pod again. Give us the views, listen, review, rate 5 stars. You know the deal. Subscribe to 14th and Market on YouTube. Follow the Philly Blitz on Twitter. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.